a case of over 3 decades ago has finally been solved. The case of Tupac Shakur was finally solved after a series of investigation and arrest. Let's dive into the murder and death of the legendary artist and musician, Tupac Shakur. American rapper Tupac Amaru Shakur, alias Tupac and Makaveli, was born and raised as Tupac Amaru Shakur. The majority of the rap community agrees that he is among the genre's all-time greatest artists. Shakur is one of the best-selling musicians of all time, with record sales of over 75 million copies. Fans look up to Shakur as a symbol of protest against inequality because most of his music was recognized for tackling modern social issues that affected inner communities. Shakur's parents were both activists and Black Panther Party members, and he was born in New York City. He moved to Baltimore in 1984 and then to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1988 from New York City, where his mother, Afeni Shakur, had raised him. Known for his socially conscious rap lyrics, he rose to prominence after the publication of his debut album, Tupacalypse Now, in 1991. Later albums by Shakur, including as 1993's Strictly For My Niggas and 1995's Me Against the World, also met with economic and critical acclaim. On the diamond-certified All Eyes on Me, 1996, the first hip-hop double album, he switched from introspective to explosive gangster rap. Juice, 1992, Poetic Justice, 1993, Above the Rim, 1994, Bullet, 1996, Gridlocked, 1997, and Gang-Related, 1997, all featured Shakur in leading parts, and these films contributed significantly to his overall popularity as an actor. Later in his career, Shakur had a string of unfortunate events, including being shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio and facing legal issues that ultimately landed him in prison. Shakur was convicted of sexual molestation and served 8 months in prison before being released, pending an appeal in 1995. After his release, he joined the East Coast against West Coast hip-hop rivalry by signing with Marion Suga Knight's label Death Row Records. Shakur was fatally shot 4 times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996. He passed away 6 months later, in March of 1997, while on a visit to Los Angeles. Shakur's friend-turned-rival, the Notorious B.I.G, was also killed in a drive-by shooting and was first suspected in his death. Shakur and Suge Knight went to the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing bout at the MGM Grand on September 7, 1996, to celebrate the birthday of Shakur's business partner, Tracy Daniel Robinson. As they were leaving, one of Knight's colleagues recognized Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip, in the lobby and informed Shakur that Anderson had attempted to rob them earlier that year. Anderson was subsequently assaulted, as captured on video by the hotel's camera system. Soon after, Shakur dropped by his hotel room and rode in a black BMW 750i sedan with Knight to Death Row's Club 662. Around 11 o'clock, bicycling police officers on Las Vegas Boulevard pulled over an automobile for playing loud music and without having license plates. Car was released without a ticket when license plates were located in the trunk. A white 4-door late-model Cadillac stopped at a red light at 11:15 p.m., and its passenger side opened fire. Shakur was shot 4 times. 1 bullet entered his right lung in addition to hitting him in the arm and thigh. The Knight's head was shattered. Bodyguard Frank Alexander, who was not present, was not with Shakur. He pretended to be Shakur's girlfriend, Kidada Jones, designated driver. Heavy sedation and life support were administered to Shakur when he was brought to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada. Shakur passed away from internal bleeding in the intensive care unit on the afternoon of September 13, 1996. The coroner confirmed his death at 4:03. Multiple gunshot wounds and respiratory failure are listed as official causes of death. The following day, Shakur's body was burned. In reference to a passage in his song Black Jesus, the Outlaws smoked a mixture of his ashes and marijuana. Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip, had been attacked by Suge and Shakur's entourage at the MGM Hotel after the boxing match. And after a year of research, investigative journalist Chuck Phillips reported in the Los Angeles Times that Anderson had fired the fatal gunshots. However, Las Vegas police had only interviewed him once, briefly, before his death in an unrelated shooting. In addition to Christopher Notorious B.I.G. Wallace, other members of New York City's criminal underworld are implicated in Phillips' 2002 piece. Anderson and Wallace both said they weren't involved, and Wallace provided proof of his innocence. The evidence was described as inconclusive by a music journalist for the New York Times. The FBI released documents related to its investigation into the death of Tupac Shakur and other rappers in 2011 under the Freedom of Information Act. The documents detailed an extortion scheme by the Jewish Defense League that included making death threats against Shakur and other rappers. The Las Vegas Police Department conducted a search warrant on July 18, 2023, in relation to the murder of Shakur. The Associated Press reported on September 29, 2023, that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis had been detained in connection with the death of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas. His wife's home in Henderson, Nevada, a suburb of Las Vegas, had been the target of a search warrant 2 months prior. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, it was found that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis led a plot by the Southside Compton Crips gang to harm Tupac. This was in response to a fight that occurred between Tupac and his group and a member of the gang after a Mike Tyson fight on September 7, 1996. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a former member of the Crips Street Gang, was arrested and indicted on September 29, 2023. He was charged with 1 count of murder for his involvement in the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur. In 2018, Davis had stated that he had been inside the car when the fatal shots were fired at Shakur. He mentioned that his now deceased nephew, Orlando Anderson, had been the one holding the gun. According to prosecutors, Davis has been indicted by a grand jury in Clark County, Nevada, and is currently in custody. The arrest occurred when the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department searched a home in Henderson, Nevada in July 2023. The search warrant was related to the unsolved murder of the rapper. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis has been recognized by investigators as one of the 4 initial suspects in the investigation. The individual in question is not the accused gunman. However, authorities referred to him as the leader of the group during a news conference and in court on Friday. In Nevada, individuals can face criminal charges such as murder if they assist someone in committing the offense. Davis, who is now 60 years old, was arrested in the early morning of 29 September. He was taken into custody while he was on a walk near his home on the outskirts of Las Vegas. This happened just hours before prosecutors revealed in court that a Nevada grand jury had charged him with 1 count of murder with a deadly weapon. Davis describes himself as a gangster. The person is scheduled to appear in court next week. The grand jury has also decided to include a sentencing enhancement to the murder charge due to gang activity. This enhancement could potentially result in an additional 20 years being added to the sentence if the individual is found guilty. In a statement on Friday, Sakiwa Set Shakur, the sister of the rapper, described the arrest as a victory. This moment is undoubtedly pivotal. She said that the silence of the past 27 years surrounding this case has spoken loudly in their community. It is important to him that the world, the country, the justice system, and the people acknowledge the seriousness of the passing of a man who is their brother, their mother's son, and their father's son. On the night of September 7, 1996, Shakur was in a BMW being driven by Marion Suge Knight, the founder of Death Row Records. He was waiting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip when a white Cadillac pulled up next to them and gunfire erupted. Shakur was shot several times and passed away a week later when he was 25 years old. In his memoir, Davis recounts being in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and placing a gun in the back seat, which is where he claims the shots were fired from. This is the end of this video. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe to this channel for more. Remember to also click the notification bell for more videos from us.